Hey, Robbie. What's going on, brother? Have you done any of these weekly warriors yet? I did a couple more 2 days ago. Oh, baby. You get to hear me talk all day about him then. Let me pull up something real quick. YouTube's a little bit more strict about music than Twitch is. But hopefully I won't get flagged if I put it low. What won't get me flagged? Shit. Fuck it. We'll just play lo-fi shit. Hopefully that won't get me in trouble. What a strange choice. Tiff! I'm 12. That sucks. Alright, fuck me. Alright, at 12. Fuck. Fucking shit. Shit. 12 is such a tiff spot. Alright, fuck. I mean, I still could go with a Mahomes KC stack. Fuck, man. Shit. Alright. I have no idea what the hell I'm gonna do now. I mean, if I can get the Diggs Allen stack, I take that. If somehow AJ Brown falls to 12, I take a Hurts him stack. I guess I could go Waddle and then take Rodgers later. His price point isn't too bad. But is Rodgers ever going to finish? Like, I think fucking Wilson can finish as a wide receiver 1 in a random week. But, like, how likely is it that Rodgers is going to finish as the QB1 in a given week? Fuck. I don't think I can do that. You need a QB. You need a fucking top QB. Yeah, I'm going to try and stack the divisions. So my main... I have 3 basic plans that I go with in these drafts. Since you have to... you have to be in the top half of a percentage point to cash in a given week in this contest. So, you basically need a top 3 QB, the wide receiver 1 or 2 for the week. Your lineup has to have, its best week of all time for you to even, sniff one of the first cash outs. So, I mean, divisions, I guess a little bit. I've been kind of just stacking week 1 with the KC Lions game and the Chargers Dolphins game because those are the 2 highest totals week 1. And I feel like I'm better off stacking on week 1 where I know the matchups rather than a random ass week during the middle of the season where I need my team to align. You know what I mean? Alright, fuck. I mean, I still could take Mahomes, Waddle, get some of the exposure to the second game. Fuck. This is so tiff. I'm going to take Mahomes. I know that. The question is what else I do. Who will most Mahomes owners not have that can give me an amazing finish in a week? I mean, I could just take... If I'm going to stack week 1, like I said, I'd take Amon-Ra and hope that is a shootout. That's essentially what I have to do at this point. The third way I like to... Yeah. I didn't see your chat, Rob. Yeah, Amon-Ra is probably the move. The other route that I think is, could be pretty valuable is you basically just tank QB and you take Kyler this late. I saw a report today that he might not be back till week 8, but then you just hope you're, at that point, you're getting a QB that can have that high-end finish, and the rest of your team should be very fucking good, since all the rest of your picks are going to be everything else. I've seen another thing some guy was talking about, so definitely with this team, since I'm taking Mahomes, I'm not taking another quarterback probably. Because if I'm going to cash, Mahomes has to have a good game. The second quarterback means nothing. I just spent my first pick on Mahomes. Taking a second QB does nothing to help my cash rate because I invested so much into Mahomes. So, I mean, basically every KC player now is I have to draft them. But then again, I still want to I'm still fine playing Miami and the Chargers week 1 because now with Amon-Ra and Mahomes, even though they could both pop off in another week, I just want that week 1 blow up. And because all 4 of them like are pretty solid teams, I think the Lions can have a good like offensive improvement this year. Like they were very efficient last year. Like Miami, KC, and the Chargers are all great teams to have season long. But I'm definitely not taking any of the Arizona players now. And then one of the last other thing that I've seen people strategizing is bye week. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, like I don't think you can turn on draft history, but basically the 2 major bye weeks this year are 13 and 7. I don't remember what they were last year. I'm sure it's probably similar year to year, but you basically avoid those bye weeks like the plague, because then during week 13 and week 7, if you have no one on bye, your team's in a better position than all these teams like that have a Baltimore player or a Cincinnati player, like Justin Fields. Like, because the field will be pretty empty on those weeks, those are another great thing to target. What are my next 2 picks? 36 and 37. I mean, if Keenan's there, I just take him. The only problem is I don't have any... Honestly, I might have to just sack that Los Angeles game. Because I'm not going to get any exposure to any of the Miami players. Like, I'm not taking Tua anymore now that I have Mahomes. It still might not be bad to have Keenan in a high total game, but it's not as necessary as it was if I had gotten like Hill or Waddle and was planning on taking Tua. What the hell? I mean, besides Pacheco, what am I going to do at running back? I mean, could take Gibbs, just stack that game. Najee's horrible for this strat because he's playing San Fran week 1 and it's the lowest total. What the fuck is this? Who does Seattle play week 1? The Rams, a decent over-under. I mean, Judy isn't horrible, but I feel like you're kind of, like his price tag is pretty high for what he is. I'm probably... Well, Green Bay, who do they play? Nah, I'm bad total. I'm more likely than not taking Keenan. I mean, do I take Hawk? Potentially. And then I punt running back. I mean, Gibbs versus 70s are where I really like the value backs. I'd have to reach for him at 60 or wait till 80. I mean, 80 I'm getting Pacheco. I don't mind Rashad White. Yeah, fuck it. I'm likely going to need a high-end tight end finish. It's 13, which sucks, but it is what it is. Because I think it's really hard, especially in this contest where you need that top-end cash. I usually like in these best ball contests just being the guy that like completely punts tight end and then gets some combo of like Tyler Higbee, Gerald Everett, Irv Smith, Juwan Johnson, Gesicki, even Conklin I think could provide a little bit of value in best ball. And just being the guy that takes like best finish out of those 3 in a given week, since tight end can be so TD dependent. But Hawkinson's usage last year was pretty similar to Kelsey. Yeah, I love Higbee, Rob. I think his value is crazy right now for how many targets he got last year and like how little the Rams addressed wide receiver. I mean, they're getting back Cup and stuff, but I don't know. I like Njoku a lot if you're targeting the middle round ones. Freiermuth ain't bad. I can't see myself ever drafting Kincaid in these. Like, I don't know. A rookie tight end, I'm going to be taking him. I mean, I guess in this contest, it would be the only one that makes sense. Because if he's going to go off, he's going to go off in a given week, especially if they're playing him in like the slot or something. You could have a big game, but the price tag feels like a little much for a player that I'd be... I don't know. Honestly, I have no idea, Rob, who like my highest percentage own, my greatest exposure is to in these contests. I haven't checked it out. Muth and Higbee, hell yeah. Muth. Alright, 60-61. So I'm probably taking Kadarius. This is the one thing I hate about this is I end up taking Kadarius Toney, and I think he's another player I just don't value. It hurts me. It hurts me a lot. I love Sky at 104 just because he probably walks into the Juju role. Like, you get him at 104, if he takes Juju's role, he's going to provide value for you. Whereas this price tag in Kadarius Toney is a tough pill to swallow for me. For a player that ran like 5 routes in the Super Bowl. I could go Dobbins. He has a good matchup week 1. Who does he play? Yeah, against Houston. Dobbins is another player I fucking hate. Because like he's never going to be a workhorse. Akers could be interesting. He actually was really good converting on the goal line. The other thing here to think about, I probably still am taking one of these 3 Miami running backs, and I know I'm taking Pacheco. It's just, am I going to let one of those 3 Miami running backs be my RB2 week 1? That feels gross. Who can spike me week 1? Lockett against the Rams? Probably take Dobbins just because I do think he's a good matchup and I don't have too much exposure to him in this contest. And there's a chance, even if he doesn't get... Oh, fuck me. I was going to say even if he doesn't get fed the ball that much. I think it goes all the way to 17, Rob. I don't know. Let me pull it up on my phone and look at the contest details. Alright, we know we're taking Tony. I could take P. Ryan later. That's a dirty demon move. I think I'd take Lockett. Because I'm going to miss out on the rest of these receivers when I have to go running back in my next 2. So yeah, he's probably a decent enough. I mean, I could take Deontay. I like Deontay in the regular contest, but not for this one where I have to, like, extremely beat everybody in this entire pool. Chiefs, Bengals, Lions, Cowboys. Ooh. Actually, I think the Cowboys is a solid stack you can do in this contest because, I mean, Dak is going pretty reasonable price. Some decent upside if you take him. And CD can be pretty easy to get round 1. Where do you go in this? 10? Yeah. You can usually get him at 10, 11, 12. Yeah, Cooks too. Not bad. Alright, what am I next to? We know it's Pacheco and someone else. 84. Hopefully Pacheco doesn't get sniped from me. Who are the people around me taking? This guy could take one, I doubt. I doubt in the lead up anybody takes him, but it's this guy right in front of me that could take a running back. Hopefully there are others on the board he likes. I mean, Rachaad White against Minnesota. I don't know how their run defense was. Honestly, Connor might not be bad. He played really well without Kyler at the end of the season. I might go Connor. I feel like I like that more than Rachaad White. Oh, let me look at the fucking thing I was going to answer for you, Rob. What the hell is it? How many weeks in this bitch? Yeah, it's through 17. So that's not a bad strat, Rob. The only thing that scares me about it is, like, the main reason I don't want to build a, like, apart from the fact that your lineup has to, like, coalesce and have an amazing week, like, none of us can predict this season. And you could get, like, completely fucked playing for that week 17 lineup just with, like, an injury or two. Which, I mean, still applies to what I'm doing right now. This strat makes a lot more sense when you're, like, a couple days away from, like, them actually playing this game rather than me getting fucked by, like, one of these players getting hurt. But I feel like there's value right now in the ADP. Connor's not going to last 8 picks. Oh, wait, never mind. I'm retarded. I was scrolled way too far down. I think if somehow you were able to... Oh, yeah, somebody did it. Like, if I'm this guy, you take Goddard and you don't think twice about it. I don't know why he has 3 running backs, to be honest with you. But yeah, like, if you're able to get A.J. Brown and Hurts, that's a sweet stack to have. Not necessarily for week 1, they're playing the Pats. I mean, they still could go off as the Eagles, but it's just kind of a middle-of-the-pack game in terms of scoring. Alright, so yeah, I think I'm just going Pacheco and Connor. The thing that scares me about Rachaad White, even though I mean, he basically has the backfield, and, I mean, he's basically the same as Connor, just fucking younger. But at least I know that Connor did it with a shitty quarterback at the end of the season. That's a bad fucking total, though. I should probably go Rachaad White instead. Fuck. Fuck, I don't know. Tiff. White or Connor? I mean, even if in his starts last year, White didn't blow up. I know Connor will be good. At the least, he won't fucking ruin this week 1 lineup. He'll get enough touches. Even though it's a low total game, I at least know that the game probably won't get out of hand. Like, rarely are low total games ever blowouts, so it's unlikely that Connor gets put into a negative game script. Alright, now Connor, baby. I honestly don't know what to make of Dalvin Cook. Like, he's another player I can't ever see myself drafting. I think he probably ends up in Miami, which makes him a great pick. But right now, like, until he actually ends up there, I'm too hesitant to draft him. I guess in this contest, though, it makes a lot of sense. Same thing. I loved Kamara last year. He was one of my top drafted players. I'm not touching him this year. I think rent is due, and even if he somehow beats the case, he'll still suspend him. It doesn't matter. You know, NFL doesn't like their name getting dragged around in the mud. Javante's honestly, if I were doing that Kyler strat where I'm backloading, I kind of like Javonte as like honestly, even your RB2. You could probably get away with that because you're not competing in the first 8 weeks of the season, so he has plenty of time to get healthy. What are my next picks? 108, 109. Jamo's another great player if you're doing that Kyler tank strat, especially because he's probably going to be one of those players that like has big weeks and then might disappear other ones when Amon-Ra soaks up a bunch of targets. Fuck you! Fuck you! The thing that does suck about this KC strat is that you do kind of still have to take McKinnon, which feels awful because I honestly don't know what to make of it in this contest. It feels like it would be better only taking one of them and praying that they're the one that gets whatever rushing touchdowns happen in that game. But I feel like an idiot not just fully taking the backfield. Fuck. McKinnon had more fucking receiving touchdowns last year than like a bunch of high-end receivers, which is a preposterous sentence that just came out of my mouth. This board is devoid of anything I want. There's another reason I hate like these clumped picks. I love being in the middle so I can actually hit value. Tiffer. I mean, I still could go P. Ryan. What's the deal with how they're going to fucking use him? Is he just going to get all the touches out of the gate? Who are their other fucking running backs? Because I don't think Javonte does anything in the first week. Tyler Beatty. Alright. So Samaje Perine's getting all the fucking touches week 1. Am I really gonna draft Samaje fucking Perine? Oh my god, I should put a bullet in my head. I'm gonna punt McKinnon. I'm not taking him. It's just negative value if I do. Alright, well, there went Samaje Perine. Yay, yippee. Good for me. Alright, so then do I just end my running backs here? I don't think I want to reach for Juju or anybody that isn't going to finish as a top option. Alright, we'll take Charbonnet. Maybe there's a chance if Walker gets hurt. Doesn't really align with my week 1 strat, but at this point I have to live for the value. I don't know what to think fucking Damian Harris. I'm going to take a chain. Because maybe he does, in a shootout, pop off week 1, but rookie running backs week 1 is the hardest fucking thing to predict. Alright. Now fucking what? 32, 33. I'll take Juju if he falls. Oh, I hate that I'm gonna have to take Rashee Rice. Oh my god, shit. Tiffer. I'm in wide receiver purgatory. I don't know. Maybe somebody falls to me, but right now, I just fucking hate this part of the draft. They feel so much harder, Rob. Because you literally need to build a perfect lineup for 1 week. It feels so much easier to just accumulate value over an entire season rather than basically build a DraftKings lineup that you don't get to touch for the entire season. But you need to hit on a DraftKings. It's the same philosophy as DraftKings, but you don't get to edit the lineup weekly and actually plan. I think someone like Miles Sanders could be decent because he probably gets all the volume out of that Carolina backfield. Even though they'll be a bad team, he'll be a solid RB2. But you can't fucking take him in this draft because he's never gonna when is he ever gonna have a top 10 RB finish in a week? And if he does, what are the odds of it aligning with your team? One of the craziest things I've thought about doing in one of these drafts is you fucking make, if you're punting quarterback, if you punt quarterback, I can understand, drafting 2 quarterbacks because the rest of your lineup should be good enough that it then becomes valuable to have 2 options at QB that can go off in a given week because I really think, more important than any other positions, you need one of the top 3 quarterback finishes in a given week to cash in this. If Jalen Hurts drops 45 points in a given week, you're not cashing unless you have him or one of the next 2 best quarterbacks in the rest of your lineup pops off. But if you are gonna punt quarterback, I think one of the late round secondary ones you could add that is just crazy enough that it might work is you do a Houston stack. Because even with fucking Davis Mills last year, they were middle of the pack in passing attempts, Like, it feels better than taking, like, I don't know who else. Like, Purdy doesn't throw the ball that much. And, like, for one of those top-end finishes, you need the quarterback to be throwing at an absurd amount of a game, like with these lower-end guys. Or be able to run like Lance, but I'm getting to the point where Lance is just making me sick to my stomach because I can't think about how much I believed in him and he's failed me. But, like, even though he's ranked lower, like, Carolina probably isn't going to throw the ball a crazy amount. Like, Houston at least was middle of the pack. If Stroud does show out in his rookie season, they could be, like, top 12 in passing attempts, maybe even top 10. And then maybe he hits value in a random week in a shootout. Oh, this sucks. I gotta take both these KC shitheads. Like, this is the other part I don't know what to do in this draft. So I have Tony. Am I better off punting the rest of the receivers and praying that Tony has a big game, or just completely stacking out the offense and taking whatever touchdowns I can get? I don't know. Especially with these two bums that are field stretchers, it feels awful. I'm just gonna, I guess, auto draft Rice. I don't know who to take. And it feels, I mean, the rest of these bums, like, I'm not too concerned about it. Mingo ain't gonna give me a massive prop week 1. I mean, maybe you take Thielen, but at this point, I finish out my KC horde. It feels so dumb though to do that, but hey, I'm all in on Mahomes in this lineup right now. It's all I can fucking do. The other aspect you got to think about, right? Like, compared to the other Mahomes teams, how do I beat them out? It's probably not by having every receiver on the fucking team besides Kelsey, right? Like, I beat out the other teams that have Mahomes and Tony by having another player that pops off in that week. But then again, like, if Mahomes finishes as the QB1, more likely than not, like, Tony's going to score and maybe MVS gets a TD and then I hit some value in my flex or something. Like, I really don't know how to fucking approach these. Yeah, that's true. I should just check their schedule. I mean, honestly, them playing the Broncos wouldn't be a horrible one. Just thinking about what other players would be still left on this board at this point. Like, Vikings are dead. Jets, I'm not, like, they're dead. I'm not taking a Bears wide receiver. All the Jags wide receivers I'd want are dead. Like, Broncos, I could still take Mims or Sutton and hope that, you know, Broncos actually, or Sutton's gone. I fucking lied. I can still take Mims, though. And hope that the Broncos actually turn around their offense this year. Chargers, you can take Josh Palmer in the last round. Eagles, I'm not getting anyone good. Raiders, what's-his-face that signed there would have been decent earlier on. Packers, I could have taken... Was Dobbs on the board when I was there or no? No. I mean, I could take, like, play the Bills late in the season, like fucking Khalil Shakir later. I mean, now that I've taken a chain, I'm not stacking up those other Miami running backs. This is another one. It feels dumb, but I feel like I do this if I am stacking this heavily on week 1. But betting on a fucking tight end, a rookie tight end week 1 is fucking madness. But he should be the starter. They don't have jack shit at tight end in a high-scoring game. Maybe it's crazy enough to work, man. I don't fucking know. That's another move, like, at tight end, like, I basically just need Hawk to go off. If Hawk doesn't go off, I don't think Sam Laporta is going to save me in a given week. Maybe he does, but I doubt it. I probably don't take another, though. With a high-end one like Hawk, I don't take a third tight end. Oh, damn, did he go? I wasn't paying attention. How early did this fucker go? Oh, he's never mind, right there, right after me earlier. I like Kendre Miller a lot right now. I mean, Jamal Williams is there, so it makes it more difficult for him to hit value. How hot is 113? Yeah, it's tough, but I feel like both of them are decent values right now. I don't see Kamara. I feel like Kamara could get suspended for the whole fucking season. Pats late in the season would have been decent reason to take Juju, but I don't know. Like, let's take Juju for example. In a regular best ball contest, I love him because he's going to give you, like, a decent floor for your wide receiver core weekly. Like, Juju is rarely ever going to bust on the Patriots right now with they have no one at wide receiver besides fucking Devontae Parker. So, like, he's a solid option when you're taking, especially because best ball pushes up all those big, like, boom or bust players. He's a decent one to have so that in any given week your lineup doesn't completely tank and you're just accumulating season-long value. But in this contest, I can't do it. I can't fucking take him. I mean, maybe I take Jaden Reed. I love Wandell. They play the Packers. Yeah, they do play the Packers later in the year. Oh, never mind. Jaden Reed just went. I'll go fuck myself. The lack of running backs late always kills me. So maybe I still do take Jeff Wilson. If I am doing that week 1 stack. I mean, if a chain doesn't score, he will. It's pretty much their goal to go back. I mean, Donta Foreman ain't bad either if he somehow leads the backfield, but I'm a Roshan Johnson truther. Jeff Wilson feels like the only one of these backs that fucking has a shot. I also don't know what to do about these old fuckers. Like, why the fuck is Tim Westwood playing?
Here's how Fiverr saved my website. Hi, I'm Lauren McGowan. I'm a content creator and owner of Time.
Alright, well, if Kyler somehow... This fucker in front of me is going to take him. If Kyler's still on the board, I'll still take him, even though I don't think you should do that on this team. Fuck it. I'll do it, you sons of bitches. But that's the fucking problem. Against the other Kyler teams, I took fucking Mahomes at 12. Anyone else that has, like, Kyler playing later on in the fucking season is going to have fucking, like, Stephon Diggs on top of playing Kyler. Like, if Kyler plays for me late in the season, I'm not going to fucking cash. Take him so I don't have to worry about this. Come on. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it, you fucker. Come on, yeah, come on. Just do it. Just do it. Who cares? Do it. Do it. Auto draft him too. I don't care. It's fine by me. As long as he's not on the board and I don't have to think about this. Let's go. Alright. Do I take Jeff Wilson? That's my main question here. I might reach for Wandell because I love him. Yeah, I don't think I get Wandell at the next pick. I'm not taking Jeff Wilson. Wandell is probably the player that I have the most fucking exposure to in these drafts. Like, I think I've drafted Wandell Robinson in, like, every fucking time I'm in this. Alright, well, my running backs are pretty fucking thin. I mean, hey, if he falls to me, I'll still take him there. I mean, maybe Abanikanda does something for me. Where's Michael? I mean, he's definitely already taken, but what's his ADP? Oh, no, he isn't. Michael Carter might not be... I mean, they're playing the Bills week 1. I think he probably gets more run week 1 if Breece Hall isn't ready than fucking Abanikanda. I assume that's how their depth chart lists it. $15. I mean, yeah, but with fucking Zonovan Knight and shit, it's a fucking dart throw if they don't give Breece the ball that much week 1. Like, it would just be a pure committee. I mean, maybe I take fucking... I don't fucking know, bro. I don't fucking know. I mean, just let Jeff Wilson fall to me, and then I'm a happy-go-lucky guy. Steals are another one. I don't... Like, week 1, if you're trying to stack week 1 like I am, a lot of Renfro in this range. It's fair. That is fair. It wouldn't be bad in this lineup. Honestly, Renfro isn't bad. I haven't really been taking too much of him. The one big positive with Renfro is, I mean, I haven't... Jimmy G is Jimmy G practicing yet? If somehow Jimmy G falls in love with throwing the ball to Renfro, Definitely a huge fucking value hit. Oh, forgot about this fucker. He's great for what I'm doing right now, since JMO isn't playing. And he's in a good matchup week 1 against my QB. I mean, come on. Give me Jeff Wilson. Give me Jeff Wilson. That would actually be huge. Probably just take Jeff Wilson and Marvin Jones. Yeah, he was my last 2. I'd be fine with that. Especially considering like how spotty the bottom 5 of my wide receiver core is. I mean, spotty because it is essentially just Patrick Mahomes and then young upside. Like, I'm fine with taking another wide receiver, even though that leaves me with 10. I don't really think 10. I mean, I don't know. Maybe 10 wide receivers is optimal in this contest. Because it's new and we haven't seen anything like this, that is like a big issue, is nobody knows what the optimal way to play it is. Like, before you could just look at previous winners, like, you can look at data. Like, you got nothing with this. Let's go, Jeff Wilson. I'll take you. Give me a touchdown week 1, you son of a bitch. All right. I don't, I'm pretty happy with this team. It's weird. It's far and away a weird team. But you got to be weird in this contest. A lot weirder than you do in regular best ball drafts to like actually cash. I do really like, Rob, what you said earlier about like looking deeper into the season for those bring back players. That wasn't really something I was considering at all, but it is a good way to, like, if I take Mahomes and then all of a sudden my week 1 plan is kind of falling apart, it gives me a lot of good, like, backup weeks to build on. Which is another, like, if your team stays healthy and you have loaded up one game later on in the, like, mid-season, you're in a great spot for that given week to pop off. I definitely think running back could be a major pain point on this team. Because realistically, like, you need a top 3 QB, you need a top 6 running back, probably a top 3 wide receiver finish, and then, like, another, like, 2 wide receiver 2s, like, plus probably even more than a wide receiver 2 from your second wide receiver. I mean, Connor and Pacheco could in a given week, but it's just difficult. That's the other issue. Like, I'm stacking KC week 1 because of the high total, but in reality, Pacheco probably isn't, like, a great pick because I want Mahomes to be throwing all the fucking TDs. But I don't know. I don't fucking know. I mean, but for his price point, I'm fine with Pacheco, even if it isn't optimal. I think he's pretty good. As long as fucking Kareem Hunt doesn't end up getting signed by the Chiefs or some shit, I think I'm fine with it. I don't think I'm going to do it tonight, but I would like to do one, like, just be a fucking crazy bastard and take one quarterback and it be CJ Stroud. Like, I feel like that's the maniac shit you have to do to cash in one of these weeks. Like, Stroud finishes as a top 5 QB of that week, and then I have fucking Diggs, Lamb, Bijan, like, the rest of my team is just fucking loaded. And all I need is CJ Stroud to have one good week, and I probably cash. Like, weird fucking shit like that is how I feel like you probably cash in this. Alright, well, either way, I don't think I'm going to do another one. Maybe I'll come on tomorrow and do one, but for now, I'm going to hit it. Robbie G, thank you very much for being here. Appreciate it very much, brother. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.